Right, listen up you petrol-headed heathens. Today we're talking about a little thing called the starter motor, the heart and soul of getting your car moving. Or not moving if it's gone kaput. The starter is basically a powerful electric motor. When you turn the key, it spins your engine. This gets everything going. Without it, your engine is just a very expensive paperweight. You'll know your starter's on the way out if you hear a loud clicking noise when you turn the key, but the engine doesn't turn over, or maybe it's just spinning and not engaging. Either way, time for a new one. Now before you run off to the mechanic and empty your wallet, replacing a starter yourself is easier than you might think. Stay with me and I'll walk you through it. Before you get your hands dirty, let's gather up the tools for this little operation. Don't worry, you won't need a whole garage full of specialized equipment. You'll need a socket set, wrenches, and a few screwdrivers. Don't forget safety glasses and work gloves to protect those peepers and paws. And of course, you'll need a new starter motor. Make sure you get the right one for your car model. Your local auto parts store can help you with that. Now before you go poking around under the hood like a curious badger, safety first. Disconnect the negative battery cable. We don't want any unwanted electrical surprises, do we? Locate the starter. It's usually bolted onto the engine block. Look for a cylindrical shape with a smaller cylinder attached to it. That's the solenoid. With the battery disconnected, you can start removing the old starter. Disconnect the electrical connections to the starter. There's usually a thick wire connected to the solenoid and a thinner wire or two. Next, use a socket or wrench to loosen and remove the bolts holding the starter in place. There are usually 2 or 3 bolts. Once the bolts are out, you can carefully wiggle the old starter free. Section 5. In with the new, installing the fresh starter. Now, with the old starter out of the way, it's time to fit the new one. Line up the new starter with the mounting holes and slide it into place. Thread the mounting bolts by hand first to make sure you don't cross-thread them, then use your socket or wrench to tighten them down securely. Section 6. Re-energize, reconnecting the battery. Nearly there, reconnect the electrical connections to the new starter. Make sure they're on nice and tight. Now, the moment of truth, reconnect the negative battery cable. Section 7. Moment of truth, testing your handiwork. Okay, fingers crossed. Hop in the driver's seat and turn the key. If everything's gone according to plan, your engine should roar to life. If it doesn't start, don't panic. Double-check all the connections and make sure you've tightened everything properly. Section 8. Back on the road, hopefully. Troubleshooting tips. Still no joy? Check the connections again. Make sure the battery terminals are clean and free of corrosion. If you're still having trouble, there might be another issue. Time to call in the cavalry, or at least a mechanic friend. Section 9. Stay tuned. More car wizardry awaits. Well done. You've survived a starter motor replacement. That's it for today's lesson, you glorious grease monkeys. For more tips and tricks on keeping your car running smoother than a freshly waxed Aston Martin, subscribe to our channel. Until next time.